to the After Hours Chat. Kiara, what is our question tonight?
Today's an interesting one. It can be very controversial. So ladies, would you break the law to protect or save a loved one?
Who wants to start?
I think it's on a sliding scale. I would be willing to run a red light, but I'm not sure if I'd be willing to kill anyone.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was going to say, I think about this all the time. And I think I would kill for, especially my kids. I think I envision it sometimes. It's weird. So,
Really?
You envision yourself breaking the law?
yeah, murder.
Oh, like you would murder for your children. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know. It's the thought that goes through my head sometimes. Like, if I was in the situation, would I do it? I think.
Okay, now, are you dreaming?
I don't think that's super
or you
weird.
think it's in reality?
Yeah, like if you do, you envision trying to save
Yeah.
them, or
Yeah,
know,
mother instincts. That's motherhood instincts. That's what mothers do.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I would. I'm going to say it now. Giselle knows how much of a mama bear I am. I protect my kids tooth and nail to the bone. I don't care. I would do it. Put me in prison now. I'm saying
Me
it.
too.
So, okay,
What about
definitely
your spouses?
Mama Bear also here. I would definitely do it. But what if your child has killed someone and is guilty and you know it?
I was going to
How
mention
far
that.
would you go if it's your child that done something against the law and it's bad? You know?
What
I don't know
was,
about
what
you.
was
So
her
you-
reason? Like, what
Crime
was her
and
reason
punishment.
for doing it? Did she do it
Is
out
it
of
for
self-defense?
is
Did
it
she
for
do it because she just didn't like the person? Like, what's
Yeah,
her
what's the
actual?
reason?
What's my
Yeah.
kid's reason for doing it? And then, like, I also want to know, how much jail time am I getting? Okay, like, what am I getting? Conjugal visits? Like, I want to know what is happening before I'm going to jail. Okay, and
Right.
who I'm doing it for. Like, is it my mom? Is it my sister? Is my husband? Like, my husband's like my ride or die. So I'm like, where do we got to be, honey? Like, what are we doing? My daughter, I'm like, I'll do anything for you. Like, I want to know what I'm breaking. Am I paying ICBC points? Like, what is happening here?
And are
She'd be
you
worried
getting
about a
caught?
full
Like, if
cavity
you're not gonna
searched, right?
Yeah.
Like
People
smuggling
have-
something?
People have been arrested for harboring a criminal and it's someone in their family. So until you're in that situation where you have to either choose to protect, whether it's your child or brother or whoever it is, or give them up, I can't say that I would do that, give them over. I don't know. I think unless you're in that situation, you don't know
Yeah.
whether you would be able to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But what
For-
about personal responsibility? I mean, if your child has done something wrong, you know, obviously they're going to have to deal with the consequences of it. But if it's like your
Yeah.
child and some man has raped your child, I would freaking
Yeah.
kill them for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it just really depends, right?
Yeah.
It's
It
an
definitely
interesting
depends.
point that Elena, you bring up. You mentioned earlier you don't have kids,
I don't have kids,
right? So
but I know what kind of bond you must have with them. I know.
no,
I
but
get
think-
it.
I
I get
think
it. What people do for their
interesting-
kids is
an
crazy.
interesting point. Is there women with children or no children that maybe would look at the situation differently, right? I agree with you. There is definitely, you would save some family members, but maybe not all. But with kids, does it kind of bring it up a notch on a different level? I don't know. I'm just kind of going by the fact that, you know, who's got kids and who doesn't.
But you have kids. What would you do? Tell us what you do.
I'm a 100% support my kids, but to a point, right?
Yeah.
We all make mistakes, and my kids are still little. They're younger, so nothing serious. They're not exposed to anything serious.
They're
so-
teenagers.
Sorry.
Your kids are teenagers.
Right, but it's easy for me to say that they're fine, whatever. But if something serious happened, I don't know. I you know, there's the mom's instincts, and then there is the being a good human. And would that be a conflict, right?
But would you expect, okay, I don't know about you guys, but if something happened to me, I'd expect my kids to have my back. Like, no questions asked.
Are you one of those people that also wants your kids to take care of you and change your diapers in old age?
See,
No.
100%.
See, I'm never gonna be that person because I did that for my parents. So I don't want them to be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay,
But
ladies, let's swing it. Let's swing it to Margot. Margot, let's hear.
No,
from you.
I was just saying, yes, I am that parent. I remind them that every day. So just so you know, And then now minus 24 hours, you're going to be taking me. Okay, then the next day I remind them again. No, mama bear instinct for sure would come out. But I would want to debrief, and I'd want a PowerPoint to see what kind of trouble I'd be in ahead of time. I don't want to throw myself out there. I mean, I love them, but I got to know the details.
Doris, what about Doris?
Do a SWOT, right? Before you make the action to see if you'd actually commit something illegal. I think there's a moral and ethical issue. So I think that I would actually commit a crime to protect a loved one if there was a moral and ethical part of it, because I too have that mama bear, and I have a 16-year-old, and if anybody crossed her path, I would dangerous.
I know you would.
But at the same time, you have to pay the price. Like actions equal consequences. So if you're prepared to pay the price, then you.
What about other than kids?
Yeah, Sheila, you don't have children. Would you kill for your spouse, your plus one, your lover, your partner, your boyfriend, the man you live with, all that?
If somebody was, physically attacking them in some way, oh yeah, you would see a mother bear like you wouldn't believe. But I mean, I've actually lived through this situation with my brothers. Unfortunately, I've watched my parents protect them and try to get them out of situations legally, and they didn't learn anything. They just kept back and kept redoing it over and over again. So there's a point where you got to stand on your own 2 feet and clean up your own messes. So I think if it's a case of if I had children and somebody was, somebody raped my daughter or was physically abusing them or bullying, you bet Mother Bear is going to come out. But if somebody has willfully done something that's against the law, sorry, dude, you're on your own. You got to figure it out and pay the price. So.
I was going to say, Sheila.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
I was going to say, Sheila, you brought up a good point, because it sounds like if something escalates, like you said, that there's things that your parents helped your brothers through. So this wasn't a one-time thing in the spur of the moment. This happened and then you reacted. Because my first instinct with my child is to say, absolutely, whatever. I would break the law for her. I don't know about I really can't say definitively anyone else except her that I would do that for. But it has to be something. What is the situation? What happened?
For me also is the circumstance and what is the situation and what family member is. It is my brother, my children, my husband. But I agree with Doris. It's a moral and ethical situation that will define what I would do for them. But of course, I love my children. But if somebody will do something against, they will know for sure that, and I will go, like you say, if it's an emergency, of course I will run and cross the red light. No, I'll just do it. That is me, but depends on the circumstance. So it's a big question, but of course, love is love, and protection as a mother is there, 100%.
Giselle, you don't have children, but you're very close with your family. What would you do?
Yeah, I know. As everyone's speaking, I keep thinking about situations where, I mean, if somebody were to do something to my sister, I would definitely break the law to protect her. I mean, even with my dog, I've only had him a few months. He's still a baby, but like if somebody were to mess with my dog, I would kick their ass. Like, I'm not joking.
I have a puppy as well, and if somebody's with my dog, I'm gonna kick their ass.
What about if you're in a situation on the street where you witness someone two strangers once being attacked? What would you do?
That happened to my parents once in Horseshoe Bay. They came out of a grocery store in Horseshoe Bay, and there was a man being beat up on the hood of their car. This was in the 70s, and my dad got in there and beat up the guys that were beating up the guy in the car, and then those guys started chasing my parents, and it turned into a kind of a heart-to-heart situation. They're going down these twisty roads, and these guys in a van are chasing them, and it's nice to be a good Samaritan for sure, but we don't know why the guy was being beat up. I mean,
we don't know.
I would call 911. I would call 911 if I'm in that situation.
Let's go to Kimmy. Let's go to Kim. We only have 90 seconds of trying to get everyone into talk. Kimmy, go.
Well, I'm not going to surprise you, Kathy. I would probably say that I'm the good girl. I really, really have trouble thinking about breaking rules, breaking laws. My group was laughing at me earlier because I didn't want to break
our conscience. Thank you.
but I don't know because I've never been in a situation where it's been life or death with one of my children or somebody that, you know, even friends and that I love. I can't say 100% that I won't go off, but I don't know. But in general, my general me is, yeah, no, it's not going to happen. It's going to have to be sudden and where there isn't time to think.
Right, right.
Exactly.
And I don't take,
It worries me a little how many people are willing to commit murder in this group of ladies. But I'm going to go with.
I was going to say everybody's going to jail after this segment.
I'm just going to say what Teresa said matters. You do not know, we do not know until we're in the situation.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
All we want. So I'll bring you to the fact that when my son disclosed his abuse and the abuser was right in front of me, my initial instinct, of course, is to want to kill him. But the problem is that then I'd been in jail and my son would have no one. And so it really took a lot of thought around, what do I want this to look like? Choice and consequence. Okay, so now I have to confront this person and say, choice and consequence. So now you have a consequence. So I drove him to the police station and I made him turn himself in. Wow. So here's the truth is I didn't commit murder, but my whole life changed in that many seconds. And it took everything in me not to hurt him physically. But I know that those choices that I made back then have the impact that they do now. And my kids are thriving in their lives because of the choices I made in that instant moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
Q, do you have anything quickly to say? We're almost wrapping up. Q?
No, it's the same thing. Depends on the situation. That's it. It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Julie, did you
Did we
talk?
hear from you, Julie? Throw it to
No,
you.
I was just going to say that I've actually been in a position where I have literally put myself in harm's way to help people. And I don't, I didn't think that I would. So like everybody else, it just depends. Like I wouldn't know until I got into it for sure. Cause I never thought I'd do that, especially more than once. So
Shabina, you're going to have the last word unless there's anybody else. Did I miss anyone?
I mean, I'm a mama bear like some of you guys. So all I got to say is, what color is my jumpsuit gonna be?
Wow, I'm wearing orange, so that's what color it's gonna be.
You can make orange look good.
Oh wow! Oh Tanya, you and your props. I want to
Love
come
it.
to your house. I want to come to your house. Yes, thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. Well, that's a wrap, ladies. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, share, and send us your questions. We're looking for fan questions all the time. You never know. The ladies might be chatting about them for 5 minutes. Thanks again. Bye for now.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a good night.